Hi everyone, welcome. I just made a Sézane archive sale order. Just came in, so I ordered the Angie and the Grigori cable knit vest over there. So I am still on the fence deciding about those two. In the past I've made about 7 to 8 orders from Sézane, and there are times where I just send everything back. Sézane is at a price point where I really want to be thoughtful about how versatile a piece is, if it's going to work in my existing wardrobe, and how it is to care for something. So really am picky about what I keep from Sézane. I've had for the past year or two, I've kept this Betty cardigan, which I love. This Louis cardigan, which I think it's kind of a classic sleeper on the Sézane website. This is the Chloe or the Chloe shirt, and then the Leontine. Sézane fabrics are so gorgeous. Many times this Leontine and the Betty, I just wear them as tops. You know, top, bottom, out the door. They are so nice on the skin. This Chloe has a lot of layering potential. You've got, of course, the collar, and then I wear it as a top over, say, like a dress or a tank top, something like that in the summer. So it's a nice light layer. Again, I wanted to highlight the Louis cardigan here today. I find this piece to be so stinking versatile, and I want to share why. This is 100% merino wool, very much like the Betty here. The Betty here is this glorious thick knit, while this 100% merino wool is a bit thinner. You can see the light peeking through there. Merino wool is fantastic. It is antibacterial, so it is less likely to stink. It also feels very nice on the skin. If wool tends to be a bit itchy on your skin, try merino wool. It can be a little bit nicer. This particular piece packs down so well. It travels very well. So I can scrunch this down, toss it in a bag, toss it in a luggage. It won't take up very much space there. And then if you take it out of your luggage, ta-da, hardly a wrinkle in sight. I apologize, the birds are very chatty today. So let's toss this on so you can see what it looks like. This is on the more feminine side of pieces that I will go for, but I love all the details. So here it is. You can see all the buttons. So not just up and down here, but also buttons at the sleeve. Then you've also got ruffles at the neck, ruffles at the wrist. So that looks very nice. There's also the slight blouson effect from the sleeve. So very subtle, not those huge poofy sleeves that you can see with some sweaters. I am 5 foot, so if you're a bit taller, the blouson might be a little bit more subtle. Okay, so this is what it looks like as a top. The weave provides a nice texture. There's also grosgrain ribbon here on the inside, so that's a lovely detail. So styling hack number 1. A lot of Sézane sweaters can be reversed. So let's see how that looks. What comes to mind especially is, say, the Gaspard cardigan. If you want that crew neck clean look, you can reverse it. So we're putting the buttons in the back. And there we go, we've got a whole nother top here. This neck does tend to go a little bit higher than the previous iteration. So it does touch my Adam's apple. It comes across more straight, but it works. Then you've got the extra subtle detail of the buttons in the back there then. And because this is a thinner fabric, you can also tuck it in very easily as such. All right, there's another look. So in the summertime, because this is more breathable, it almost looks like a mesh if I hold it up like that. You can unbutton it as that extra layer, say if you're in a chilly office, if you are in a movie theater, they're always so cold, or even over a dress, over a tank top, that sort of thing. Let's take a look at how this looks as an open cardigan. There we go, all the buttons undone like that. And I love this neckline and the drape of the fabric, because usually with crew neck cardigans, I find that sometimes they tend to start flopping and you're not sure how it's supposed to lay. This lays very naturally. So with ruffles, tends to give it more shape, exactly like that. If you want to define a waist, you'll just button the middle. There we go, that's a nice shape. You can still see the top underneath. We're going back to square one, however, just so we can see all the layering potential for this Louis cardigan here. All the way buttoning up. This is a lighter merino wool, so let's see how it looks under some thicker merino wool. We're going to grab the Betty cardigan. However, you can imagine anything like a jean jacket or a blazer would also work wonders over this piece. All right, there we go. Layering potential like that. And again, you can tuck this in if you want. I'm gonna do a French tuck, seems to be appropriate here, like that. Can also, gonna grab this new Gregory vest here. It's nice because you have the contrast with the larger cable knit, and then also this piece tends to be a bit more structured. So let's see how this looks on. Oh, that's the back side there. Okay, one more potential outfit. Layering it this way. Pretty nice. This one might be a keeper. Love the shoulder, the style there, very strong. But then you got the more structured with the more flowy, so that's a nice contrast. I'm also a sucker for this color combination, the olive and the cream. All right, and the last piece we're gonna layer with is a V-neck sweater. This way we're playing a lot with the neckline here. So let's just see, this one happens to be cashmere. There we go. All right, so I love this effect. V-necks tend to elongate your neck. This one will elongate the sweater even more. So you get this Edwardian type effect with the ruffles and then the buttons. I think that looks very nice. But then you could do this with our previous layering options as well. So like the Betty back there, pull out the sleeves just a little so you get that ruffle effect at the end. There's one. And two. So now you have more color continuity through your outfit. Here, here, here. There's one option. Oh, but we are not going to forget about the buttons at the wrist here. So you can, with a sweater, pull up the sleeve even just that little bit more. You're going to gather it so that those 3 buttons pop out like that. So depending on how you're feeling, if you want to show more buttons or not, more buttons the better, right? I will say the sleeves at the wrist here tend to be tighter than some other sweaters. So if you're trying to go for the rolled up sleeves look, it's not gonna quite work. Maybe goes up to mid forearm for me, and I've got tiny wrists. So there we go. Some wrist styling action there. The last little styling hack that I'm gonna do with this piece, I am going to unbutton the top 2 buttons. And I have worn this out like this before, so it's not one of those styling hacks where it kind of looks cool, but doesn't really work. I have worn it out like this before, and there you go. We have looks like a collared shirt underneath. Because of the drape of the fabric, the lapels end up sticking very well this way. I can even shimmy. They're not moving too much. There you go, all the secrets of the Louis cardigan. This particular color, the khaki, is not sold anymore on the Sézane website unless you're lucky enough to see it come back in the archives. However, right now they do have the rosewood color, so this pinky mauve color is gorgeous. And then they also have it in the navy. So scoop up one of these if you're on the fence on something to try from Sézane. I highly recommend the Louis cardigan. All right, that's it from me for these style tips. If you have, what are your workhorse items from Sézane? I'd love to hear. Otherwise, also share what you picked up from the Sézane archive sale. It's such a good opportune time to grab something from Sézane. I will catch you next time.